Hello everybody, I'm the Mr. C and this is my One Wheel Crisis. Back at it again, riding the beast and spitting knowledge. Hope you enjoy. The Hogwarts Express from the Harry Potter movies is a real train in Scotland. You can actually ride the Hogwarts Express, formerly called the Jacobite Express, which is 41 miles of highlands and also along the Atlantic coastline of Scotland to a tiny fishing town of Malloch. Enjoy the gorgeous scenery and high tea along the way. Definitely a bucket list experience for any Harry Potter fan. And to get to Fort William, you would go northwest along A9 and A86, and you can also take a train to the train, and take the Caledonia Sleeper from Edinburgh to Fort William. Albert Einstein was married to his distant cousin, Elsa Einstein, who was also his second wife. Their mothers were sisters, thus making them maternal first cousins. The couple was also paternal second cousins, as in their fathers were first cousins as well. As another Einstein fact, Einstein's brain went missing when he died in 1955 and was lost for 23 years. Einstein's autopsy was conducted in the lab of Thomas Stoltz Harvey. Shortly after Einstein's death in 1955, Harvey removed and weighed the brain at 1,230 grams. Harvey dissected the brain into about 240 blocks, each about 1 cubic centimeter apiece. He then encased these segments in celluloid, which is a nitrocellulose compound used for embedding specimens before cutting sections for microscopy. Recent research has suggested that the brain was removed and preserved without permission of either Einstein or his close relatives. And in 1978, Einstein's brain was rediscovered in Harvey's possession, stored in a cedar box by the journalist Stephen Levy. Dr. Harvey passed away in 2007, and in 2010, Harvey's heirs transferred all of his holdings constituting the remains of Einstein's brain to the National Museum of Health and Medicine. Donna Bridge, a postdoctoral fellow at the Northwestern University Feinberg School of Medicine, did a study involving 70 people and has shown that every time we remember an event that has happened in our past, our brain network changes in ways that can alter the later recall of that event. Thus, the next time you remember it, you might not recall the original event, but which you remembered the last time. The Northwestern study is the first to show this. The published study reports on Bridges' work with 12 participants, but she has run several variations of the study with a total of 70 people. Jada Smith formed a metal band called Wicked Wisdom in 2002, which is still active today. Strange laws in different countries. In Thailand, it is illegal to drive without a shirt on. Although you are unlikely to drive while you're in Thailand, forewarned is forearmed. Quebec, Canada has a law that states that all signage must be in French. The general rule is that public signage and commercial advertising in Quebec must be in French. Another language may also be alongside French, provided that the French is markedly predominant. In the Netherlands, prostitution is legal, but they must pay taxes. Under Dutch law, prostitutes should be charging 33 to 52% sales tax by income on each transaction. Customers typically spend between 50 and 100 euros for 20 minutes. In Haifa, Israel, it is illegal to take a bear to the beach. I'm pretty sure that's illegal anywhere. In Mesquite, Texas, it is illegal for children to have unusual haircuts. Now I wonder what the exact number of unusual haircuts it was that took to send some suit over the edge enough to make a law about it. The Brazilian Federal Supreme Court decided, by unanimous vote, that the use of handcuffs must be restricted to exceptional situations in which there are concrete threats to the safety of others, because handcuffs use violates a person's constitutional citizenship rights. This decision to limit the use of handcuffs was made in response to an appeal filed by a person who was convicted of a crime of murder and sentenced to 13 years in prison. According to the appeal, the judge who presided over the jury that convicted the felon without providing any reason for the action forced the defendant to stay handcuffed during the session, which negatively influenced the jury. In Zimbabwe, it is illegal for citizens to make offensive gestures at passing cars.
Forget about it.
Throughout Alabama, it is illegal for a person to walk down the street with an ice cream cone in their back pocket. Now, back when most people got around on horseback, horse thieves would put ice cream in their pockets to lure horses away without being charged for horse theft. I read a lot of stuff online doing research for these videos, and I read some real doozies that aren't true. For example, in Australia, it's illegal to wear hot pink pants after midday on Sunday. In France, no pig may be addressed as Napoleon by its owner. In Oklahoma, it's illegal to take a bite of someone else's hamburger. It is illegal to brush your teeth more than twice a day. In Hereford, you can shoot a Welsh person on Sunday with a longbow in the cathedral close. The word oxymoron is itself an oxymoron. This is because it derives from ancient Greek, where oxy means sharp and moros means stupid.
You are an ox and a moron!
The popular She Sells Seashells tongue twister was originally published in 1850 as a diction exercise and was turned into a song that became popular in 1908. Folklore indicates it was inspired by the life and work of Mary Anning, who was an early fossil collector. Sadly, while whimsical, there is no evidence that this is true. Scientists have no idea how dinosaurs made it, but research into exactly how dinosaurs made it, or in fact anything at all about how they hooked up, has drawn a total blank. To this day, scientists can't even accurately distinguish between males and females, let alone tell how they courted or what kind of genitals they had. Hidden away in Japan's Aya Valley along Route 439 lies one of the country's most creepy secrets. The once populous village of Nogoro is currently the home for over 350 full-size scarecrows, but not the ones you and I are used to. This contrasts to just about 30 actual living residents. Another term for nieces and nephews would be nibblings. Nibbling is a gender-neutral term used to refer to a child of one's siblings as a replacement for niece or nephew. The word is thought to have been coined in the early 1950s, but was relatively obscure for several decades before being revived in recent years. I've never personally heard this word used before. Daniel Radcliffe broke over 80 wands while filming Harry Potter movies because he used them as drumsticks on his legs. The butterflies you get in your stomach when you are stressed are actually caused by adrenaline. Based off the scientific studies, this feeling is due to the fight-or-flight response. When our bodies are preparing us to begin producing more adrenaline, there's a reduction of blood flow to the stomach. This reduction in the blood flow is what causes the fluttering feeling in your stomach. The British insurance company that had issued a policy that covered some of the weakest-linked TV shows' million-dollar prizes filed a lawsuit claiming that the question and selection process are way too easy. However, a majority of the American viewers of the show believed that the process was fair. There is no federally declared official language in the U.S. Although the most commonly used language is English, people in the U.S. speak or sign more than 350 languages. English is only the official language for 32 states and 5 territories. A human breathes 9.5 metric tons of air in a year, roughly 20,944 pounds. But oxygen only makes up to 23% of the air by mass, and we only extract a little over a third of the oxygen for each breath. That works out to a total of 740 kilograms of oxygen per year, which is very roughly 7 or 8 trees worth. There are more people in the UK than in Canada, Australia, Norway, and Iceland combined. The UK population is over 60 55.7 million people. Walking uses a total of 200 muscles with every step you take.
I'll be watching you.
Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban is the only film in the series not on the 50 highest grossing films list. The first known recipe for angel food cake was published in 1878 in Lettice Bryan's The Kentucky Housewife of 1839. Since there is no butter in the cake, the angel food cake is not related to butter cakes, snowdrift cakes, or silver cakes. Arizona drivers enjoy an extended driver's license which does not expire until the age of 65, though vision testing and photo need to be updated every 12 years. Drivers 60 years of age or older will, however, receive a license that is only valid for 5 years. Drivers are required to renew their license only in person and at local MVD office. Well, that's it for this time. If you have any facts that you'd like to share, feel free to send them in. And remember, the best way to support myself and my channel is by liking, subscribing, and sharing me around to all your friends. And if you don't like these videos, share me around to all your enemies. Best revenge and all. Thanks for spending the time and taking the ride. See you next time.